Hello everyone and welcome back to the Armory tool for Wargame Red Dragon. We're continuing today with Eastern Bloc, moving on from sort of your regular and shock infantry into your more niche options, things that really I think are in some ways unique to Eastern Bloc and are uniquely powerful, and that's going to be your light infantry with Lecha Pechota and Lichte Schützen. So Balanced is here with us again. You want to take it away and let us know what to bring and why?
Yeah, so generally here your main options that people usually look at are like the Schützen. I don't know if I'm butchering that, and Lech the Pagoda. So basically the trade-offs here are they're both shock. The Lech the Schützen have an ATGM, Lech the Pagoda have a recoilless rifle. The Lech the Pagoda have a different loadout in terms of their MG and their primary weapon compared to the Lech the Schützen. And that means a lot for the kind of roles you're going to be seeing these guys usually in. So generally speaking, these are both town holding infantry. You'd put them on like the outskirts of towns, right? And you want them to perform as such. They'd basically kill transports, try and like help out with zoning and stuff like that. And that's important when considering the loadouts that they have for the role here. So generally speaking, what most people are going to be taking are Lech the Pagoda for a couple of like primary reasons. Firstly, their transports are significantly better. They get the Mi-17, which is the best, arguably the best like helicopter transport in the game here.
Pound for pound, anyway.
Yeah, pound for pound for sure. Their wheeled transport is okay. It is worse than the SPW-80, which like the Schützen get access to, but it's okay. Generally, when you're taking Lecto, you'd want to take them, even though it's an availability hit, a noticeable one, you'd want to take them in the Mi-17, because having an Mi-17 in a deck like Eastern Bloc, really important for getting that fire support option in there.
So if I can just slow you down for just a second here, looking at the OAT 64C and the SPW-80, I think I know why you say the SPW-80 is just better, but I want to have it on record here for people who may not be aware of that. And my guess, just tell me if I'm wrong, is 2 frontal armor is better than the Malyutka ATGM.
Yeah, it is. And not just that, but the KPVT that they get, the 20% accuracy is a big deal.
Double the accuracy off the OAT 64C.
It's a huge deal. It's actually a huge deal because that's the difference between a KPVT being kind of like useless and not really doing that much, and a KPVT being like still weaker than an autocannon, still arguably overpriced due to the KPVT nerf or price nerf that they get. But like genuinely, like this KPVT, the 20% accuracy one in the SPW-80, that'll be able to kill stuff more reliably, and that's a big deal. That actually matters. Like people underestimate it.
Gotcha. So let's move back to then I guess the choice between these two, and we haven't talked about Streltsy Podladnocy. Talk about butchering something. The Streltsy, I guess.
Yeah, so the reason I'd recommend away from these guys generally is, yes, they come in the Mi-17. Yes, they're cheaper, but here's the thing. Their loadout is the same as like the Schützen, but they're line infantry, so their effectiveness for actually anti-infantry stuff in particular is really, really poor. If you compare them, not even just to Lecta, but to like the Schützen, that shock tag means a lot. That shock tag means a lot across the board. And for a 5-point difference, if you're gonna take them, even though the transport options are worse in the air, I'd personally just, if you're gonna take one of these, I'd take the Lech the Schützen over the Streltsy.
Gotcha. So a last question before I'll ask for your recommendation of which to take and up or down vetted is just about the transport options in the air for the Lech the Schützen, because the Mi-24A and the Mi-24D are things I've seen people use successfully. I've never been able to do that, at least not worth 45 or 55 points respectively. Do you think these are good generally, or is it something you'd stay away from?
I think they can be good depending on the unit. I wouldn't say in this case. The issue is, first of all, the Mi-24A, absolutely not. But the Mi-24D, it can be good. The problem is it's really expensive. And I don't think that this is the infantry squad that should be considered, like when it comes to like running them in this.
Fair enough.
There are much better options.
I have a hunch. I think you're going to say Lecha Pechota. And are you going to go up or down vetted for that?
You're absolutely right. I am going to say Lech the Pagoda. I'd arguably, since it's Eastern Bloc, I'd say down vet them in this case. Okay. Which goes against my kind of thinking. Because I'm more experienced, I'm comfortable with upvetting infantry in this case, but I find that even when I upvet infantry in Eastern Bloc, I have the issue of infantry being like a problem, not having that much infantry.
So I guess just as a takeaway for that, if you're worried about running out, take them down vetted, play with it a couple of times. If you only call in 3 or 4 or 5, take them up vetted because you're not running out of the availability anyway. So that's going to be our unit comparison for you guys. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you too much. I just wanted to basically, because I didn't really talk about I'll just go very briefly why Lecta are better than the Lecta Schutzen, strictly, even though they're both shocks. So Lecta's MG is better. They have an SMG, which is better for town fighting, which is where you predominantly want these guys to be in towns, basically holding the outskirts, right? So Lecta defending a town are going to be better versus infantry, right? And there's a lower noise value on the recoilless rifle as well, which means they're going to be spotted less when killing transports, which is a big deal, which means they get to shoot more, they take less damage, they take less morale damage, they get to kill more without getting killed. So generally speaking, that's why I'd always recommend Lecta over Lecta Schutzen.
Fair enough, that makes sense. Well, that will be our unit comparison for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it entertaining and informative, and we'll have another one here for you guys tomorrow.